Okay, great. Actually, the context of this class is going to help us understand well the use of the functions, the implementation of solutions based on the use of the functions, methods. Generally, we'll explain also the use of procedures, as well as the use of arrays, tables in C++ to allocate spaces in memory and to initialize variables. So let's just dig in and start step by step. So the guide is available with you in Moodle. You just download that, please, as I said earlier, and later on the submission of your solutions will be on the same assignment link or URL. Task number one, actually, it is asking us to display just a sort of a string. It is your name only, using the arrays only as a variable. I'll manipulate that in different ways. So let's start it. I'm going to use the online compiler, which is the cpp.sh. Are you seeing my screen, please? No, I'm gonna share it right away. Yeah, okay. Here it is. You'll find it actually in the recording later on. I'm recording locally, and later on I'm gonna submit it to you. So okay, nothing to here to use. Maximize the view. Yes, great. So as per the request, we are required to just display something like that. My name is something like this one. I'm gonna say name, then less than and del, something like that. And here in before I have to declare the name variable. This name here it has to be declared as a variable. I'm gonna give it actually a sort of name. I'm gonna say here OOP class. Good, semicolon. And since it is actually declared as a variable that has to have a string value, we have to give it a data type. What is the data type here? If I'm gonna use a string here, it has to give me actually some result. Let me compile and we'll see the annotation if this compiler do understands what is the string, and later on we'll see here name space. I have an error here, space spelling typo. So yes, خلاص, run again. Good. My name is OOP class. Perfect. It runs very fine here. So OOP class is the string value I assign to this name, and perfectly it runs, and here it is displayed. So if I change the declaration and initialization here, I'm going to change, for example, OOP class. I'm going to say OOP lab class, or laboratory class, Run. My name is OOP laboratory class. So perfectly works very fine. What am I using here? A standalone variable, string type, initialized with, this is the affectation value with OOP laboratory class. Yes, tell. Fatima, I said at the beginning it is recorded with me in local. At the end, I'll give it to you. Yes, it is. Yeah. Great. As per the request here, we request to use arrays to do this initialization and display. Great. I come back to my solution. I'm gonna keep in the same program. I'm gonna just initialize a second variable. I'm gonna give, for example, name2. I'm gonna give it the name, the value. I'm gonna give it the value. The same thing I'm gonna say here. Sorry. OP whatever. Program. Okay, 1M. Semicolon. I initialize it with a different name or something like that. OP program. Given the different variable name, but I'm gonna give it the data type here is char. I'm declaring it as a char. The variable name is name2. Okay, let me just display that. My name is name2. My second name, I'm gonna say. Second name is name2. Let's compile. Int he's saying something invalid. He's saying invalid conversion from const char to char. Something fixed, he's saying here. It is being converted into simple char. So this is actually, it might be a syntactical error. I'm going to change this fixed value assignment here, equal, the affectation equal to OOP program, and keep the declaration here. I'm going to add a cout in message, cout, enter the second name, quotation, less than, and del, great, scene, name 2, name 2, I'm reading it here. Okay, let me compile again. I just ask the user to input the name 2. We will see. It is taking too much time. I'll stop it and I'll redo it again. I'll stop it to avoid if I lose the program. I'm going to copy the program, just copy it to be sure that it is not going to be lost. So run. It is now okay. I'm going to just copy the program again and try to use a different interface. Okay, here. Paste the program and run. Yes, here it is. Enter the second name. Immediately the message has been displayed. I'm going to say here OP program. Okay. Enter. See what happened. Immediately after I typed, he said my name is OOP laboratory class, which is, this is it, my name is, which is this one, my name is name. What is the name? OOP laboratory class. This is it. Then my second name is name 2. What is the name 2? Name 2 I inputted OOP program. He wrote only O only, which is this OOP. Let me change and write something different. Run again. Enter the second name. I'm going to say Ali. I wrote the second name is Ali. Enter. My name is OOP laboratory. My name is OOP laboratory, the name. Then my second name is A. What is A? It's the first letter only. It's the first letter only. Why it's only one letter? Because it's a char. The char receives only characters, only one character. So what I'm going to do to make this one actually work perfectly, and when I type Ali he has to mention that, I'm going to just change this name 2 from a standalone variable to an array by indicating the square parenthesis. And the size I'm going to give, for example, 10 characters. The name of 10 characters is max. The size here is the size. And I'm going to just execute again. I'm going to compile again. Just I changed the name 2 from a variable to an array, and I given him the size of 10. Let me compile. Enter the second name. I'm going to say Ali again. Ali. Enter. My name is OP laboratory class. My second name is Ali. It works very fine. So now this way we reach to display a value from an array as a variable. It is declared as a variable and initialized as a char, which is constrained. We're displaying only one character, but here we're given the size 10 characters, so we were able to display the full name Ali as per the input without any issue. Okay, I'm gonna just make something different using the arrays here, just to manipulate the arrays again, So for this one, actually, we finished the answer of the question. Clearly, we are displaying the name using an array, so initialize the array as a name, and we displayed it actually, so without any failure. It is perfectly running. But to manipulate the arrays only, here, I'm going to change the topic here. Okay, great. I'm going to create a second program. To manipulate the array only values, So the content of the array, I'm going to manipulate that. For example, integers, characters, whatever. To avoid. There is nothing to be avoided, but to manipulate more the arrays only. I'm going to say an array content. Manipulate an array content. Okay. So the same context, but I'm going to declare an array of int. I'm going to say numbers. I'm going to say 5 numbers. We have the array is having 5 numbers, and I'm going to just display the sum of those numbers. So I'm going to say summon the numbers. The numbers here is the array. I'm going to say the numbers, square parenthesis, the numbers. Content means this is an array of 5 elements. We're going to sum all of them. Element number 1 plus element number 2 plus element number 3 and so on. To do so, I may write the following. Cout number of numbers, position 0. What is numbers? These numbers here is the same here, declared here, the same. Numbers at the position 0 plus numbers at position 1 plus numbers at position 2 plus numbers at position 3 plus numbers at position 4. That's it. Less than, and up. We can do something like that. We have 5 positions, starting from position 0 up to 5 minus 1, which is 4. So 4 is the last index. Position number 1, position number 2, position number 3, position number 4, and position number 5. Contents are being summed. If I run now, I will get an error. Why? Because the array is already empty. It's not initialized. Easily, I'm going to do something like this one here. I'm going to say 5, 6, 7 or 70, let's say 9, 4, and let's say 1. Okay, semicolon. I'm initializing this array with 5 values. File number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Let's now run and see the result. See what would be the result. 91. What is 91? Which is the sum of 5 plus 6, 11, plus 70 is 81, 81 plus 90 is 90, 90 plus 1 is 91. Perfect, it's correct. Perfectly correct. I'm going to just add a command here. A text, not a command. The sum is, or the final sum is, the final leaf. final sum is, just run, the final sum is 91. Perfectly wrong. But this is not proper. It's not the way how we sum an array. Remember, if an array have, for example, 50 positions, 50 values, are we going to write this way? No, absolutely no. Absolutely no. So I'm gonna solve it the best way here. I'm gonna use a loop that starts from let's say position 0, and it has an incrementation of let's say 1, but it has to stop at the position 5, strictly less than, and incrementation here plus plus. Great. See, immediately I'm gonna say sum equal numbers position I. I'm gonna say plus equal. Simple. This sum would receive an addition of the content of the numbers at the position I, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after the message will be the final sum is sum. Simple. Come on. Sum. That's it. Finish. What is this sum? I'm going to declare it here. Since it's an array of int, so I'm going to declare this sum as an int. So sum equals 0. Initialize at 0 to add her values. So I'm initializing it at 0. Now let's actually we are having a much more proper view. Here. We are declaring, we are making the process, and we are displaying the output. Run. The final sum is 91. The same output, but different program. It's a different program. We are having the same result. If I change the value, for example, I'm going to change this 6 to 5. The sum has to be 90 now. Let me run. Yes, it works very fine. Perfectly run. Or perfectly runs 90. What are we doing here? We are declaring an array, and we are manipulating the content. We are adding its content into a variable, and we are displaying it in output. No more, no less. This is the addition. And let's just do another activity on this array. See what I'm going to do. Paste. The content of numbers is, or are, I'm going to say the contents of numbers, let's say of numbers, I'm going to say are numbers position I. Numbers are the position I, but this position here has to be inside the loop. What I'm going to do, cut, paste. To make it be linked to this 4, I'm going to start a curly brace here and close it here. I'm going to add an indent. That's it. So inside the loop we have two statements, number 1 and number 2. The first one to make the sum, the second one to display the contents only. But here we do not want it to be done 5 times. We will see and we will fix. 1, 5 times. The contents of numbers are 5. The contents of numbers are 5, are 70, are 9, are 1, and so on. Position by position. Good. Just to avoid this empty to say the position, which position, I want to just say the following. Do the following. Yes, here, position I. But here is, I'm not going to say position I. I'm going to say position plus I plus 1, because we are not position 1. Numbers. Let it be starts with 0. Whatever. For now, we see. Position 0, 5. Position 1, 5. Position 2, 70. Accordingly, it is displaying. Let's change this 5 into 10. It will be 95 later on. Yes, that's it. Perfect. Position 0 is 10. It's the same. Position 1 is 5. It's the same. Then 70. Then 9. Then 1. So perfectly displays the thing. The final sum is 95. We are perfectly manipulating the content of an array now, and displaying its content also without any issue, without any failure. Let's move to the task number 2. Here we are going to do the same thing but using a method. We'll manipulate the functions and the procedures here in this location only. Methods and procedures to display the content of an array, which is here. It is said to be a name. New solution. I'm going to just let's move to a new compiler interface. Great. Okay. In here, I'm gonna just do the calls, because actually what we want to do, for example, if we do the same thing as beginning, name equals here semicolon, I'm gonna say Oman 2022, something like that. Then cout my name is quotation less than name less than and down, whatever. Okay, great. If I run, it works very fine. It will tell you my name is Oman 2022, the same here. The question said that we have to use methods. I'm going to do create methods. So methods to display a name, Good. So in here, in this header location, I'm going to declare a prototype. I'm going to use a void since it is only I'm going to just display from a method, from inside the method. So I'm going to use the cout void. I'm going to say display, display name, whatever, semicolon, declaration. I'm gonna make a call here, simple call with what is it? It's the same name here. I'm gonna just copy, paste, semicolon, finish. Those two statements I'm gonna cut, and I'm gonna define the work of this display. So here, it's a void, the same void, display name, curly brace to start and curly brace to close. In here, I'm going to paste the two statements I cut earlier, and it's the same name here. Same name, copy, paste, same name, capital, small. Let's respect the indent. Great. Inside of this method, I'm declaring a variable and displaying the name. Simple. Inside the main, what do we have? Only a call. Prototype, declaration, definition. A call here. Let's run. My name is Oman 2022. It works very fine. What is this one? It's a procedure, because it is having a yes. Tell please. Yeah, sure. Here we are using a procedure because we are having a data type in return void. We do not have a return inside the body here. There is no return, and it's a data type. The method, the return, is a void, so it's a procedure. So here we have a program. This is the program. I'm explaining again. The program is in the main body only. This is the program task, and this is the process. Only here. Without the main, there is no output at all. What do we have? We have only one statement. What is this statement? It's the call of the method, named display name. What is the prototype? Here it is. Void display name. Jamil. Okay, what does this do? What does this method do? Here it is, the definition. It declares and initializes a variable named name with Oman 22. Then it brings an output, cout. This phrase here. My name is concatenation name. Name, this is the one. Okay, this is the process of this method. Where it is executed here in this call, the same name. We are calling it here. So the program will initialize and will display the name, the message. Run. This is it. Let's make it a little bit more complicated. See what I'm gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna say name2, name2, and I'm not gonna initialize it. It's a string. It's a string name2. Then I'm gonna make a cout message. Enter the second name. Enter the second name. Less than, and L. Okay. Saying name2, name2, semicolon. Saying name2. Okay. Then here my second name is what? Name2. Okay, let's run again now. Enter the second name immediately. This is the one. And he's waiting for me to input. I'm gonna say, for example, whatever, Fatma. Okay. Enter. My name is Oman22. My second name is fully Fatma. Without delay, I'm going to declare a third variable. I'm going to give it the data type char, which is a name3. Name3. It's a char. And here, copy paste. Enter the third name. I'm going to say here, third name. Cin name3. And then after display, my third name is name3. Cin name3 here. My third name is name3. Let's test now. Run. Enter the second name. I'm going to say whatever, Muhammad. Enter the third name. I'm going to say Fatma. Done. My name is Oman22. My second name is Muhammad. My third name is only F. I typed Fatma, but he displayed only F. F is the first letter. What does it mean? It means a character. It displays only one character. I'm going to change it to an array, and I give it a dimension 10 as per an example. مثلا, as I said, داخل 10 أحرف, أي شيء أقل less than 10 characters will be displayed. Let me run again. Only I change this name3 into an array variable, and I give it a size dimension. Run. There is no error. Second name, I'm going to say Ali. And the third name, I'm going to say Fatma. My name is 22. My second name is Ali. My third name is Fatma. There is no F now. Full name. It is written full name now. Perfectly runs. It perfectly runs. So this way, we are able to manipulate a creation of a procedure that do manipulates variables, amongst of them the arrays, to initialize the name with values. Here it is in, and we are displaying it in output using a method which is a procedure here. Procedure. Why? Because data type is void and there is no return here in the body. In the main, we have only a call. Only a call. We did not touch the main. Here actually methods, procedures, and functions. Procedures and functions. Okay, procedures and functions. This is a procedure. Let's create a function to do so. I'm going to say here, I'm going to say function, for example, disp or display name, the same name, semicolon. Display name, the same name. I'm going to give it, since it is actually going to display a string, so I'm giving it a parameter, and in return it has to return a string. So here we are making an overloading. As we define the theory, it's the same name, display name, but this one is non-parameterized. This one is parameterized with one parameter, and it returns a data type which is string. Okay, let's call this display name in the main. Okay, I call it, this is the one, the second one. I'm gonna copy, and here it is. I'm pasting. خلاص, I did. I finished. What is the missing here? The parameter only. So this is the one, the first, and the second. This is the second. What is the difference? In parameters is one parameter, which is here a string here. I'm gonna say in between double quotation, since it is a string, I'm gonna give it double quotation and give a value. I'm gonna say here Muhammad. Finish. خلاص, I passed the string. This is the call. Now let's define this one, the definition. So here I'm gonna copy the full here, this string, full here, copy, without the double quote, the semicolon. New line at the end, paste, start curly brace, and close the curly brace here. Yes, the string, I'm gonna give it space string s, variable name. In definition, here there is no, this is a prototype, there is no s, only the data type. Here the data type and the variable name. Okay, I'm gonna say here cout, or let's say, because it is returning a value, so I'm gonna say here return s, semicolon, finish, I'm done. Return s. Simple. Okay, I return s. Let me finalize, let me display the thing, let me execute. There is something missing here, we will come back, but here I finished, there is no error. Let me execute. Enter the second name. From where? This is the enter the second name. It's from the procedure. This is from the procedure only. I'm gonna give, for example, Ali. Enter the third name. From where? It is the same procedure. Enter the third name, here it is. I'm gonna say, for example, yes again, Fatima, the same. Okay. My name is 22. The second name is, the third name is. Anything related to this function? No. There is no display at all. Why we call it here? Why we call it here? But remember, we are not having cout here. We are having only return. So the call, it's not this way. We have to mention it in a cout. Cout, less than, display name Muhammad, for example. Okay, let's run. Enter the second name, I'm gonna say Ali. Enter the third name, I'm gonna say Fatma. My name is, my second name is, my third name is Muhammad. What is this Muhammad? This is the Muhammad. This is the Muhammad. So whatever I mention here, it has been written here, which is this one. Cout. I'm gonna change this Muhammad into, for example, whatever, Fatma, or let's say Khalid. One. Enter the second name, I'm gonna say Oman. Enter the third name, I'm gonna say Nizwa. And my name is, my second name is, my third name is Khalid. What is this Khalid? This is the Khalid. It is from the function. If I type here cout, see, I'm gonna type here cout before, to make you understand that this is a procedure. It will not run here. It will give us an error. Immediately highlighted as an error. You have to understand all of this message. So this is a procedure. It will not give us a result with the cout here. Delete. Run again. No errors. It works very fine. So this is a very clear difference in between a function and a procedure. It's clearly visualized here in this example. Second name, whatever, I'm going to say Oman. Third name, I'm going to say Nizwa. My name is, and so on, Khalid. He's read from this cout here. I'm going to say Nizwa, Oman. This is the one. Okay, let's run. Into the second name, I'm going to say Oman. Third name, I'm going to say Nizwa. Okay, my name is, my third name, my second name, my third name, and Nizwa, Oman. The same way here. It has been displayed. So perfectly we are manipulating methods which are procedures and functions. We're making an overloading. Data type differs. Parameters differ. This is non-parameterized. This is parameterized with one parameter. And the call inside the main, we are calling here the computer will recognize completely and directly that we are meaning this first one, and here we are meaning this one because we have a parameter here from the same type string. We did it perfectly. Let's pass to task number 3. Okay, use a parameterized method to initialize your name variable. The same way, yeah, okay, we'll make some modifications here, but we are going to use parameters to initialize only, not only to bring a return. We're going to make initialization. Okay, I'm going to copy the full program. And let's open a new compiler interface. Okay, I'm going to paste. Okay, here I'm going to just make a little bit modification in this procedure. I'm going to say here string. I'm declaring the procedure here. Parameterized. I'm going to say here. Let's comment parameterized procedures and parameterized also functions. Parameterized functions. Great. Good. The procedure, I'm given a parameter. The function, I'm given a parameter. Okay. The call, what should I modify? I have to modify this string with a value. String, so double quotation. I'm going to say Oman22. Let's say something like that. Great. Then in the definition also I have to represent this string with a variable name. So I'm going to say string, I'm going to say str, and here I will replace fully here because we do not need redefinition. I want to replace this, for example, here this Oman22 with this str. Paste str, because we have actually, as per the question, yes, to initialize the parameter, to initialize the variable name. We continue the same way here. Let's just see the example first, if this one is correct or not. We see now. Just one. We have an ambiguity. Here, which is this is display name, but with the same data type here and here. I'm going to change this one into char array, and I give, for example, 10 here as per size. The same way I have to change it here. Char, I'm going to say here 10. Let's see if it works, the char, the arrays, as a parameter or not. The same here, the same problem. Where it is, I have to mention where it is, string actually. There is an ambiguity still. Because the char and the string char of pointer is considered to be actually something similar to the string. So I'm gonna change. Actually, I'm gonna change this one from a char. I'm gonna return back to a string, and for example, give it any second variable. 2 strings. String and string. Here, Oman, double quotation, then 22. 2 parameters we have. And in the definition also, I'm going to just use 2 parameters, string str2. So here, string name is initialized with str and concatenated with str2. Simple. Let's run. Enter the second name, which is this one from the procedure. It works very fine. I'm going to say Oman And the third name, I'm gonna say Nizwa. Okay, my name is Oman 22. What is this Oman 22? This is the Oman and this is 22. My second name is Oman. My third name is Nizwa. Nizwa Oman. This is the Nizwa Oman. Nizwa Oman. I'm gonna change this Oman into Salala, for example. Something like that. Run. And the second name I'm gonna say Oman. Third name I'm gonna say 22. My name is Salala 22. This is the one here. My second name is Oman. This is the one. My third name is 22. This is the one. And Nizwa Oman is the method here, which is the function. Nizwa Oman. So this way, we used parameterized methods overloading. This is with two strings, and this is with one string. So this way, we are able to deal with methods in overloading. Actually, we apply the rule, the overloading. It's a scenario here via which we see overloading in action, and this overloading via the use of a procedure and a function. They have the same name but different parameters. Two parameters, one parameter, number of parameters. It's the same data type, but number of parameters is different. Here in the call, when I call this one, because parameter number one, then comma parameter number two. So the one to be executed is this one or this one? Is this one. Why? Because we have one and two, like here, one and two. And here, how many parameters? It's only one parameter. It's only one. Fast head is included. It's one string only. It's one string. So Hadi, it would be executed. It's only one parameter. This is a function, two signs. The data type in return is not void, and it has return inside. This is a procedure. We have a void in data type and return, and there is no return inside. Procedure. Again, execute. Enter second name. I'm going to say Muscat. Third name, I'm going to say Nizwa. That's it. My name is Salala 2022. This is it. Concatenation. Then my second name is Muscat. This is it. My third name is Nizwa. This is it. And Nizwa Oman. This is the Nizwa Oman. I'm going to change this one to Nizwa Oman 2022. Run. Second name, I'm going to say Muscat. Third name, I'm going to say Nizwa. That's it. My name is Salala 22. Second name is Muscat. This is it. Third name is Nizwa. Nizwa Oman 2022. Nizwa Oman 2022. Everything is perfectly running without any failure. This way, actually, we are able to achieve this realization. We manipulated arrays, methods, both sides, functions and procedures, overloading, and we use actually somehow the context of loops. The loops, yes. Here it is, the for. I'll give you the record in just in a while.